Are you asking your audience for ratings and reviews? And do you believe that's actually helping your show grow? Well, I hate to tell you, it's not helping your growth, but it does help with something for the cure for pod fade. So don't stop doing it, but I want you to start considering something else as your CTA, that beautiful call to action in your episode. And here is why. Welcome to the Cure for Pod Fade. I am so excited you found your way here because that means you know how powerful podcasting can be. You are ready to build a legacy with your unique story, your message, and your offer, but you're getting a little overwhelmed. You're feeling frustrated, you're feeling stuck. You just don't know how to grow your show, find a new audience, and make some money. Podcasting can be the ticket to the life of your dreams, and it doesn't have to be as hard as you think. We're talking about all the ingredients it takes to be a successful, profitable podcaster without that icky overwhelm, because you are too magical to join the 85% plus club that pod fades away. I'm your host, Jen Dragonette, so let's make podcasting easy peasy lemon squeezy. So in doing the research from Apple directly, it says that it does not help your growth. It does not help your ranking. Getting on new and noteworthy is not your main goal when you're starting to roll out your show. This is old information, and we've heard it once, and we've heard it over and over and over again, so we believe it. But when you actually do the research, you find out that asking your audience and begging for ratings and reviews isn't actually helping your show get found. But it is doing something for you that's helping you with your cure for pod fade. That is, it's giving you the social proof that what you're doing is making an impact. We've heard this from a couple of past guests. I know we heard this from... I believe we heard this from Travis. We heard this from Dave Jackson. They both said that those ratings and reviews are a great way to say, hey, this is something that's working. Look, somebody took the time to do this. And that helps you want to keep going. It also gives you some social proof. So when you are sharing on social media, if you're still doing that, or on your website, it's like, hey, this person said this about my show. So now you do have a little bit of social proof, but does it actually help you get found in the apps? Nope, that's not true. And of course, I don't want you to just hear it from me. It's so funny because I had recorded this episode for you, and then I was talking with Alex from PodPros. He's absolutely amazing. Check everything out, podpros.com. And we ended up talking about ratings and reviews. And I was like, hang on. Can we hit record?
We hit record again.
We did, because we were just talking about ratings and reviews and podcast lottery. And like, you just noticed that you had reviews on your show.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, is Apple reviews specifically, I think, are the most important because it actually has not just a rating, but an actual review. Like, you can read something from somebody. And Apple has said, and I literally have found the article. If you Google it, Apple has an official article saying reviews do not help your podcast ranking in any way. Like, literally straight up. It's like, this does not do anything. And that's okay. What I think they do is they motivate us. They give us a little bit of ego, right? Of like, wow, I'm doing a good job. But also they motivate us. So at time of looking at this, I'm only looking at US because when you go to Apple, it only shows. So in the United States, it says I have 472 reviews on my podcast. That to me is a lot. So much so that I feel like I can never stop my show. That's some pressure, some motivation to keep on going, right? And that's why I think it's one of the cures for pod fade as well, is because your ratings and reviews are something that you have said about you. And now, like, if you had no reviews and you're like, I think I'll stop my show, you could go there and say, you know what? No one's ever reviewed it. No one's really listening. If you even have like 5 or 10, you're like, somebody has actually gotten enough out of this to go leave a review. And by the way, leaving an Apple review is a pain in the butt. So they've gone so far the way to do this. I better keep it up. So I think it's a cure because it builds that, like, in your mind of like, no, someone's here. I got to keep it going. And look at these nice things people are saying about me. It's a motivator. So yeah, there's my mini rant right there about podcast reviews and why I think they matter.
See, and there you go, guys. You didn't just have to hear it from me because I'm adding this to my rant episode about ratings and reviews and what they truly do for you. So Alex from PodPro is right there. I mean, mic drop. We're adding it to this episode too, because now you don't just have to hear my rant. There is a true reason for this, and you have created the podcast lottery.
Podlottery.com. You're close. It's one. Actually, you know what's funny? Pod Lotto, Pod Lottery, Podcast Lottery, they all take you the same place. I bought them all because I couldn't remember either. So
okay, perfect. But I will definitely put that down in the show notes. And it's kind of fun because you go and you get to listen to a different show that you might not have had in there. Then you get entered and like all of a sudden random things show up on your show. And they do. They just make your heart so happy and like, I'm going to keep doing this.
I love it. It's great.
So if your call to action at the end of every one of your episodes is please leave us a rating and review so that you can help other listeners find our show, that's not the case. It's not going to help other listeners find your show. If you're asking people to share the episode with a friend, hey, word of mouth is our best organic way to get more reach. If you've impacted somebody and they share with somebody else and they share with somebody else, that's part of organic marketing, organic reach, correct? But having a rating and review isn't really going to help you get found. Again, it does help with you understanding, hey, this is something that people like. This is something that people are talking about. This is something that, is actually making an impact on the world. The other great thing about this is, like for me, I have another show called Feed Your Business with Love. It is my passion project. I will never give it up. And whenever I feel like giving up on my show, I go over, I look at those podcast reviews and I think about the impacts I have made in my life. And I ask myself, is this worth it? Is this worth it? If you didn't listen to episode number 71 with the Dave Jackson, where he talks about the power of even an audience of 22 and what benefits outside of business growth actually work for your show, you need to go check that out because it truly is. And one of the main reasons for pod fade is that we don't feel like anyone's listening to us. We're focused so much on those numbers that we don't realize the big impact we're having even with our tiny little audience. So is a rating and review going to help you get more listeners? No, but it is going to help you on those days that you're like, this is getting hard, Jen. I don't want to do this anymore. It's a little bit harder when you have some ratings and reviews to quit your show because you know that you're impacting those people's lives. You know that those people are coming back to listen. So please, I am begging you, stop using this as your call to action in all of your episodes. Have them share it with a friend. Great. Have them connect with you some way. Have them get into a community, get on a newsletter, have them take a next step with you. We really want to start thinking about where we're driving our people, driving them to leave a rating and review that isn't going to help us get seen and found by other people. If all you need is that ego boost and that social proof, by all means, keep asking for it. But if you want to continue to grow and you want to move forward, don't keep asking for this. Get them in a place where you can add them from your warm audience to make them red hot audience, red hot leads. That's what I want for you. So please take this into consideration when I say, and please take this, without rolling your eyes. I know you're over there rolling your eyes because I believed this because we've heard it. And when I was talking to Dave Jackson in either episode 70 or 71, he mentioned this, like we hear one thing and all of a sudden it blows up. It's like the goldfish thing, like the human has attention span of a goldfish. And he found the article and he found out that it was like a subsection of a subsection of a subsection and it wasn't true. Well, ratings and reviews to boost your audience and to get you more visible isn't true. And I will link in the show notes the exact pieces that, prove from Apple that they're saying this does not help you grow. Is it great to have the street cred of like, hey, I made it to new and noteworthy. Hey, I made it to the top of the charts. Hey, I have all these ratings and review. Yeah. Social proof. But I want to know, You're a podcast listener. Have you ever gone down and actually read those ratings and reviews? Because I know I haven't. And I've been listening to podcasts for years and years and years and years. I have left ratings and reviews. I have read my own ratings and reviews, but I have never gone to a show and looked at the ratings and reviews to decide whether I was going to push play and actually give that podcast a chance. I'm looking at the cover art. I'm looking at the title. I'm looking at the episode titles. I'm looking at the show name. That's what's going to make me click. I don't have time in my life to go through and go down and go through the ratings and review. And you know what? Everybody that I've talked to says the same thing, that they've never gone down to those ratings and reviews. So those ratings and reviews are for your peace of mind, for your confidence, for your social proof with other people. Can you use those ratings and reviews in your stories and in your different kind of social platforms for sharing? Heck yeah, you can. Because again, social proof. But getting those ratings and reviews will not move you up the charts, will not get you more seen and found. It just gives you the social proof. And we like social proof, right? You know, if there's one rating on Amazon when we go to buy a product and it's the exact same thing, yeah, great. But on Apple players, here's the thing. Where do you see the ratings and reviews? You got to scroll down pretty far to see those ratings and reviews. So if your only call to action is please leave me a rating and review, I don't know. Choose your poison. If it's something that you want to do and you enjoy doing it and you're hoping for more of those, keep doing it. But if you actually want to do something that's going to move the needle forward with your podcast, your business, and your growth, get them somewhere else where you can nurture them because they're already a warm audience. They're already spending time with you. Get them someplace where you can nurture them more, whether that's an email list, a community, a phone call, sharing with a friend, tagging you on social media. Get them doing something other than just leaving you a rating or review. On occasion, maybe a couple times a year, do a whole push for ratings and reviews and do like some sort of a contest. People love contests. But don't make it your call to action in every single episode. I feel so bad because, and I try to explain this. I did it for a long time. My clients still do it. I need you to truly think about where is it that you want your people to go and what you want them to do. And ratings and reviews is, again, not going to help you move up the charts. I hate to burst your bubble, but the proof is right there from Apple. I have not done the research for the ratings and reviews in Spotify yet, but for Apple, ratings and reviews where people write those, it's social proof, but it's not going to help you move up the charts. It's not going to help you get more visibility. So please find a way, if that's what you're using to try to get more visibility, we've got to flip the switch and use something else. So that's what I have for you. Thanks for hanging out with me during this rant, and I will see you in the next episode. So go out, make today amazing, because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, and you are worthy, and your voice deserves a microphone and a legacy platform for you to make an impact on the world. See you later.